Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Mustard Saves, and today I have another food pantry haul for you guys. I don't really have any exciting stories about this visit, nor do I have anything housekeeping related to tell you, so I'm just going to jump right into it, starting with this box of Pantry Goods, because it takes up way too much space for me to empty it all out when I'm just going to put it all in my pantry. So we're going to get these first, and then I can lay out all of the fresh meat and produce that I received this week. Or I'm sorry, this month. To state the obvious, I got this intricate set of cupcakes. They are melting a little bit because it is hot in my car, and they kind of melted. But that's okay, they're not out of date or anything, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick these back in the refrigerator so that way they don't melt any more than they already have, but I still wanted to take it out to show it to you. Alrighty, now that that's out of the way, we're gonna slice into this box here. Oop. Now these boxes right here, the one with the holes in it, I do go to a separate food pantry every month that gives these style of boxes, so I'm assuming they probably had some overflow. So now, I don't know if I will go to my second food pantry, because this is what they usually give us, is stuff like this. So there's an A cabbage. The cabbage is looking a little rough, but just peel out the outside leaves and it'll be fine. And then it looks like we just got an assortment of root vegetables. Potatoes, carrots, a sweet potato. Sometimes there's cucumbers inside this box too. But nope, it just looks like there's potatoes. And I don't know if you can tell, but some of them are a little wet. So I might go ahead. See, I don't know if you can see the difference. This one's damp. So I will probably have to go ahead and lay these out on my floor so that way they get nice and dry and we don't have any premature aging of the potatoes. See, here's what that cabbage looks like. It's a little beat up, but once you peel back all of the beat up layers and you get to the nice ones underneath like that, it should be totally fine. It's a very hearty vegetable. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get this box out of the way. And then now moving on to this next box, we get this exact same box every month from this food pantry. The cardboard box itself, the stuff inside differs because this is how they give us the pantry items, the things that don't need to be refrigerated. They just stick them in this box, and they're very nice boxes. I use them for a lot of different things. You ever get to that point in your life where you're like, this is a really good box, I'm gonna keep it? That's where I am in life. This is a nice box, so I keep it and I use it for stuff. Right here on top, we've got a bag of cornflakes, a giant bag of instant mashed potatoes, another bag of non-fat dry milk. I've actually been getting into bread making, and so having that on hand has been really nice because it's something that I don't have to go out and buy. I can just grab it from my pantry. And then we always have our standard 1 pound bag of rice. And there's always beans, and it looks like this time we got black-eyed peas. Usually it's been pinto beans, but I guess we'll figure out what to do with those beans. We've got a box of cornbread mix. Every food pantry visit wouldn't be complete without a jar of peanut butter. Now we've got ourselves some black beans, some pasta. I think this is macaroni. Yes, every time there's always macaroni, and it's always a different brand, so. Do you guys know where this is from? I've never seen this packaging before. Interesting. Can of cream of mushroom. And then for the tomato products, we've got a can of diced tomatoes, can of tomato sauce, mixed fruit, green beans, corn, pears, applesauce, tuna, and chicken. So that is everything that came in the dry goods portion of this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this box over and get all of the fresh stuff unloaded to show you what I got in that department. Alrighty, now onto the fresh ingredients. We got a big bag of yellow onions, and yes, these onions do look very awful. And I'm not gonna lie, the smell isn't that great either, so by tonight I will cut through these onions to see if there's anything worth salvaging, but if not, I might just have to sack the whole thing. So the verdict is out on these onions. I'm also not a huge fan of yellow onions. I will eat mountains and mountains of Texas sweet onion, of white onion, green onion, purple onion, any kind of onion except yellow onion. I don't know, I just don't like it. I just feel like their flavor profile kind of throws off whatever I'm cooking. I'm sure I eat a ton of them whenever I go out to eat. Like, I'm sure this is what people cook with at restaurants, but like when I cook at home, maybe it's just a mental thing, I don't know, but I'm just not a fan of yellow onion. But if they are salvageable, I will try and find a recipe to use these in. We got 2 more sacks of potatoes over here. These are just russet potatoes, 2 5-pound bags, and then some more sweet potatoes, a bag of cheese, and then 2 bags of corn. So it looks like I'll be making a lot of corn in the next coming weeks. And right after this video, I will look up how long corn lasts so I know how quickly to go through it. And that's everything that we got from the fresh produce section from our food pantry haul. And then moving on to, we have a little bit more shelf-stable stuff. We got an option between orange juice or oil, and I have oil, so I went with the orange juice. And then there was some seasonings on the table, but I don't have any good pancake syrup. I have the Great Value brand, but honestly, like, that stuff is so much sugar with 0 flavor payoff. So hopefully this one is a little better. I am unfamiliar with brands, so like, who knows, maybe this is someone's favorite. I'm not judging, I have no idea, so we're gonna find out. And then over here, this little section is from a restaurant. I'm not quite sure which restaurant donates these, but I have noticed the same items that this restaurant donates, so like, I don't know where it's coming from, but it is a local restaurant. And it looks like we've got a bag of some kind of chicken patties. I don't know if they're like breakfast patties or if they're like lunch patties or what, but then we've got a frozen bag of microwavable eggs. These really remind me of like when I worked at McDonald's, so like I have no qualms about just heating those up and eating them. And then this is a little pack of mini biscuits. It just says mini 10 on the back, but they look like biscuits, and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to bake them or if they're already baked. They're kind of a little soft, so I'll probably stick those back in the oven because I feel like these are raw. But also I'm not sure because they kind of look cooked in the middle, so I don't know. Maybe I'll like toast them just to be sure. And then moving on to the meat products, I got 1 chub of ground beef. They always do that. They always bleed like that. I always have to wipe off my counter after these videos. I promise I clean the counter. And then next up we got 2 packs of frozen pork loin. I have been making adobo with these pork packets because one of my last food pantry visits I got 2 of these and I made some pork adobo and it's so good. I have been making adobo with chicken, with pork, with whatever I have in my freezer to make adobo with. I have been making it. It's so good. And also, like, it stretches really far because you can make as much of the sauce as you want and then pour it over rice. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And then I got this big block of salmon. If I had purchased this from Walmart myself, this alone would have cost me $23. I have received seafood from this food pantry before in the past, and I believe it keeps receiving this farm fresh stuff because, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, even though in my opinion it's been decent quality from like what we've been eating from it, I don't think anybody trusts Walmart to have like high quality seafood. Like, if I was paying this much money, I would either want to be buying it from like directly from the market seller or from a restaurant. And that's everything that I got from the food pantry this month, you guys. There is a second food pantry that I usually visit, but I'm kind of skeptical on whether or not I will go because usually they hand me a minimum of 20 pounds of potatoes. Like, we've been going since December or January, something like that. Like, we've been going for a couple months. No, I think it's been at least since November. It's every time we go, they give us copious amounts of potatoes, but they also give us different stuff. Like in December, they gave us 2 chickens and tons of other things on top of the 20 pounds of potatoes. So I might go anyway, just so that way I can get the extra stuff, and then I'll give away the extra potatoes. I've been giving away the extra potatoes to my neighbor, and I've kind of been complaining about it to my coworkers about how I've got potatoes coming out of my ears. And so I have somebody else at work who is totally open to me giving them potatoes. I've really been appreciating y'all's comments on like different things to make with potatoes, and I have been expanding my potato dish knowledge. But there's only so many potatoes that 2 people can eat in 30 days. But outside of my own personal comments, I hope this video was helpful in showing you guys the kinds of things that you can get from your local food pantry. I don't ever want to sound ungrateful for the things that I was able to receive from this service, because it does really help me out. And also, I've really been enjoying how the comment section has become like a hub for people to share ideas on the things that they like to cook with these items, because if you were somebody who was like freshly in a situation where you couldn't afford your own groceries and you had to come up with meals from things that people were giving you, it might be a little difficult to wrap your head around that, or to come up with some kind of ideas on what to do with it. And so I'm really glad that the comment section has turned into people sharing ideas on what can be made out of these items. And since I am probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, going to be hitting 1,000 subscribers in the next month or two, I'm really thinking about going through the comment section and picking out all of your suggestions and doing like a whole week of meals just based off of comment suggestions. I have certainly made some of them already, but other ones I just haven't really gotten around to, because like I said, there's only 2 people, we can only eat so much. But on some of the days where my brain just goes completely blank while staring at a 10-pound pile of potatoes, it really helps to see y'all's comments and to say like, you can combine it with these, you can combine things with this. And just overall, I'm really vibing with the wholesomeness in the comment section, and I'm so grateful to you guys. I'm so grateful to all of the new subscribers I've been getting lately, even though my upload schedule is not the most consistent. So to those of you who are new, and to those of you who have decided to stick around for a while, I am so grateful to have you here, and I hope these videos continue inspiring you, continue to entertain you, to give you somewhere to just hang out and relax. Whatever you watch these videos for, I'm totally here for it, and I'm just really glad that you guys can take something out of this. And so, without anything left to share with you and anything else left to say, I'm gonna go ahead and get all this stuff put away, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!